Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's DestroyYesterday here again. For this video, I'm going to start a 5 to 6 part series on just tips and tricks for beginners or even well-accustomed players to No Man's Sky, just to help you have a more enjoyable time and succeed better and quicker. So I'll kind of go over exploration and mining and base building and surviving and space exploration and things in all these different videos. I will let you know I will overlap some of the tips because some of these tips can go in different sections or multiple sections. But for this video, this one is particularly on exploration and mining in general. So tips specifically for those two purposes. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. First one, as you probably just saw me do it, is called the melee jump. So while you're sprinting, for PS4, if you push R1 and X, you'll fly forward, just like that, and be able to cover a distance a lot quicker than how you're just sprinting and stopping and sprinting and stopping. So, a lot easier. When mining, if you have different weapons, you can switch them with triangle. So, that way if there's something in specific, makes it easier. As well, if you have grenades installed, L1 is to shoot. There we go. So I was stuck on the other thing. Just like that. L1 will shoot the grenade. So if you need to tear down a manufacturer's facility door, L1 will significantly increase your chances to do that quicker. Next is the infinite jetpack. So, let me find a area that we can do this in. There's not a lot of huge caves on my planet, but okay, here's a rock. So if you get stuck somewhere and it's super high like this everywhere, and your jetpack isn't high enough to get out just by itself, there's this thing called infinite jetpack. If you go up next to it and hold X and push forward, your jetpack will go into what they call climb mode, meaning it will not use it and you'll still be going up. So watch the jetpack in the bottom right. It won't use one bit of it. See? Didn't even use it till I hit the top and got out. So that's a trick to get out of sticky situations. Another one next is photo mode. So many of you are already familiar with this. The down D-pad can use photo mode, but there's more to it than just taking pictures. For instance, if you're in a storm, you can use photo mode to pause time and look for a cave that you can go hide in. Or, if you're looking for a specific reach, higher and look at your surroundings and which way you need to go. So, makes it a lot easier to kind of set a destination before you kind of just start running around everywhere. So along with that, you can also summon your ship now. So if there's a storm and you need some cover, summon your ship like that, push X here, hop in it, and wait for your hazard protection to build back up again. Another one, scan constantly as you are running to and fro everywhere. That's what killed me. Get out of here. Hate those things. So while you do that, you can kind of, go in a certain direction based upon what you see and what you might need. Especially if you're looking for the purple elements, the more rare ones, you can kind of run towards those. So that significantly increases your chances of finding more elements. Along with that is being aware of your surroundings as you do that too, as you scan. So really, really helpful. As well, get nanites when you can as you explore. So if you see a broken piece of machinery, which right now there isn't any, but I'm sure you guys know what they look like. It's just like a little cylinder-like thing that there's smoke coming from it. Always go to those and get nanites. They can give you up to about 60, I think, 20 to 60 nanites to fix them. So those and nanites are really what help you progress in the game pretty quickly by buying blueprints, which I will go over in my space video here in about a week. So with that, make sure you get elements consistently. So something that can help with that is knowing what elements you need consistently. So for some help, they are color coordinated for a reason. So for instance, ones that are kind of a dull yellow, they charge any type of shield or hazard protection. Red ones, or called isotopes, the straight up red, will charge either living or technology for your gun that requires shooting or charging, like your plants, trays. That's what the red are for. So keep in mind of that. You do need those and the yellow consistently. And the blue are essentially to charge just about everything else that are a little bit more unusual. Those aren't as common. They do take a huge part though in building stuff. More crazy stuff, not just bases, but like signal boosters and things like that. So something that can help you with that is knowing what the elements actually look like. Because sometimes the scanner doesn't always pick them up, especially if you're too far away. If you kind of know what they look like, scan. This really helps when it comes to solids. So knowing what iridium and gold look like can help you as you haven't even landed on the planet yet. So if you're flying around and you need those, you know what they look like before you land, so you don't have to worry about landing like, okay, where in the world do I go? I don't know what these look like. So that does take a while to remember, so keep that in mind. After extended periods of play, you'll learn kind of what things look like. You'll know where iron is and so forth, what kind of shape it takes usually. So that does come over time, but that is a huge help when you kind of get the hang of that. As well as knowing where they're located. So for instance, bulb marrow are always located in or around caves. Now, this is it right here. They give off a purple or green glow. So if you run around, so say I'm over here, I enter in over here, for instance, and I run around and say, oh, there's some purple and green, there's got to be some bulb marrow there, and always, see? I'm going to get some actually, because I do need them. So see, once you get rid of it though, the green and the purple disappear, which means you've gotten everything in that area. So that's really helpful. So that means there's more over here. See? One right there. Boom. So keep in mind of that. While it's getting dark here, you have a flashlight. Use it. It comes in handy, especially when you're exploring dark caves. So look, now I can see just fine. Especially if there's those little like monsters that like to attack you. Well, you'll be able to see them before they get you. So keep that in mind. That can really help out. Another one is analyze. Use your analysis visor consistently. When you do that, you get units every time you analyze something new. Specifically for fauna. Fauna will give you up to 20,000, and if you finish them all, up to 500,000 units for finding fauna. So it's one way of making money, as you just like to constantly explore and don't like to farm. So that's pretty cool. Be aware of your surroundings. Like I said, kind of similar with scanning. Don't just scan and look what's in front of you. As you run forward, kind of, go backwards and look, oh, well, look, see? There's tons of stuff that way. Maybe I should go that way instead. So that way you kind of know where everything is rather than just what is in front of you. Makes you a lot more likely to find things that you need. Kind of self-explanatory, but still. Along with that, keep your multi-tool up to date with the newer stuff so you can mine quicker. So for instance, here I'll show you. On mine, I have multiple cooling intensifiers, blah blah blah, to make my mining beam mine quicker and cool off faster, which significantly increases your times of mining. So while you're doing that, there is a trick. Oh, If you connect them, this is what they call touch text synergy. If you connect them, they'll give off a certain color hue around the square, which then provides an even more powerful version of what you just installed. So this one gives green for my mining beam. So pretty cool. As well, while you're mining, you'll notice your gun may overheat. So mine takes a while, but if I hold it until it overheats, there's a trick to making it so you don't actually have to wait for it to cool down. So once you hit the red here, in just a second, all you have to do, simply let go of R2 quick and start again. And it'll go right back to normal without you having to wait. So, really increases your times. Something I forgot to mention when you're analyzing, if you push R3, you can zoom. Just like that. Once you've fully zoomed, click it again and it'll back off. So if you want to analyze something that's farther away, you zoom in, it'll be easier. So if I analyze that, got some units. And I was clear over here. So that can help you analyze stuff quicker from farther away. Another one, while you're exploring, if you're looking for something in particular, push the up D-pad and for the build menu and build a signal booster. I need to get some plutonium here so I can show you. A lot of you probably already know what that does, but just for the video purpose, you build one of these. So if you land on a planet and it's gorgeous and you want to live here, but there's no base in sight, simply build one of these, takes 25 iron and 25 plutonium, and click on habitable base, and it'll take you directly to a base that you can have it on this planet. So that can help a ton too if you want drop pods, monoliths, or resource. So that really helps your chances of finding what you need. So after that, be aware of your hazard protection and your health at the bottom left down here as you go along. If you run, you'll notice there's 2 arrows now looking at it, and it takes more of my health down, especially too if you're boosting, it takes 3. If you're walking, it takes 1. If you stand still in the middle of nowhere on the planet, it will go down slowly, but a lot slower. If it's nice weather, it won't even move. So be aware of that. Hazard protection, well, obviously will go down quicker depending on the technology you have installed. So for instance, if I'm in a cold area, I already have this one installed. It's going to go down slower, but be aware of that when those go down so you know if you need to take cover or not. So with that, if you push the down D-pad, you can quick charge stuff. Anything that is rechargeable can be quick charged here. So, boom. Remember, shields take yellow. Charging beams or your suits and things take isotopes, which are red. So keeping those in mind. I did forget to mention, when you summon ships, you can summon your freighter anywhere on your planet. And in space. I'll cover that in space in my space video. But, so with that, when you want to transfer elements, so let's go back to my base here. So there's a way you can transfer elements extremely quickly in this game without having to actually go somewhere or be in front of something. Keep in mind that in order for what I'm about to show you to work, you must be near your ship, and your freighter must be in the same system as you. Alright? So, as we know, triangle will switch between your exosuit and your starship. Now, the new update has added in these tech and cargo slots. If you push X on something you want to transfer and go over to cargo, and push X again, it'll move it to the cargo section. These can hold 500, unlike the 250 in the general. If you want to move it back, you have to push X again, move it back over. Now, when you're in your starship, you can transfer your stuff from your starship to your freighter without talking to the freighter. But this only works one way. So if you want to transfer to the freighter, is click triangle on an open slot, pick what you want, and transfer it over there. So pretty easy. Once you do that, you can put on another one and then combine them to make 1,000. Now, if you want to take something out, you do have to go to the captain, commander, to take it out. But that can help you too, if you want to collect a whole bunch of stuff and want to store it somewhere. So that's about it, everything, guys. If there's anything I missed or anything you have questions with, feel free to comment. And I'll make either another video continuing on this one, or I'll put it in one of my other ones. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.